You know what my grandma sent me a link to today?
What?
Temu.
Temu? Alright. So our first segment of today, Temu.
Temu.
Not sponsored. But hey. That's awkward. So I have a story.
Okay.
I was at work. These two ladies came in and they were like talking, and I was making an acai bowl, and I was like, they're over here talking about like codes and stuff and like referrals.
Oh.
And I was like, what are they talking about? So
I know some of these words.
Yeah, I was like, I like your funny words, Magic Man. So I walk around the corner and I go and I look at them and I'm like, hey, what are you guys talking about? And they were like, oh, this new app. It's called Temu. And I was like, oh, funny that you mention it. My whole outfit is from Temu. Because it was right after I just bought all the stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they were like, oh, that's crazy, because they're trying to convince everyone in the store to download Temu. And they were like, here's evidence of Temu's greatness.
That sounds like product placement.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, but hey.
I think because I grew up with like Wish and stuff, I don't think I could ever fully trust Temu.
Did you Shein?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm. Like shit that is advertised on Facebook, not for me. Wish, Temu, Cider.
What about advertising on TikTok? Because Temu's advertised on TikTok.
I have never seen a Temu advertisement.
Are you serious? Oh, the slideshows. If you get to the end of them, it's Temu ad. Get you every time. Someone out there knows what I'm talking about.
Someone, 100%. Sunday is National Cinema Day, so all movie tickets are $4.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So every theater?
I think theaters that support or use like Fandango.
Yeah.
Or because Fandango is doing
I'm sure
it.
there's like a cinema guild or something too, where it's like they all have a business relation where they're like, let's do this.
Speaking of guild, thinking of the strike, Writers Guild.
Did you like that? Did you like that setup?
Yeah.
I said bump, set, spike.
I actually work with somebody who is striking every day. He's a strike leader.
Dope.
But he told me that for 2 years, he was the spokesperson for Wiener Schnitzel.
That's insane.
And I did not believe him.
That's insane.
I didn't believe him.
Did he show you evidence?
No, because we were at work. I forgot about it for 2 days.
Yeah?
And then I remembered. Then I looked it up.
Did you find him?
I found him.
That's crazy.
You know what? I'm actually going to show you because we're actually recording. So now I can put it in.
True.
Okay, this is him. He's Todd.
To celebrate the return of our beef tamale smothered in chili and cheese, I made this.
That's insane.
Tamale smothered in chili.
He's in this like really weird one. Brisket fries.
Brisket fries at Wiener Schnitzel?
Yes. Because whenever they talk
that sounds delectable.
Whenever they talk about it, somebody else is talking and it's like a voiceover.
Oh my god.
It's so funny.
It's pretty good marketing, actually. They're pretty good commercials.
That's a good commercial.
It's a good commercial, actually. Yes.
Yay.
Alright, we're back.
We're back. Okay.
Right.
Anyway, artistic backgrounds. Let's talk about Tracy.
That's right. So you were just watching Hairspray one day and you were like, yep, I need to do that. And that's what made you want to do musicals?
No.
Or MT? Mm-mm. Interesting.
That movie came out when I was like 3. I mean, I watched it repeatedly.
Yeah.
I watched it on my flight home a couple days ago. Like.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
So I watched that. I gave it up. I didn't want to do it anymore. And then The Jungle Book came to my school. I was the elephant major.
Dope.
I was. You want to know why I was the elephant major?
Why?
Because that specific part of the show was the only show where we had to be away from the microphones. The mics
Yeah.
were hung from the ceiling.
Oh,
So-
that's kind of nice though.
Yeah. But for that part, we entered through the actual cafeteria front door and had to get up onto the stage.
Got
And I was
it.
the only one that could project my voice through the entire cafeteria. So I got to
Okay.
be the elephant major.
That's sick.
Did that. Got made fun of for it, so I gave theater up again.
Yeah, right.
In high school, I was a graphic design kid. Made fun of theater kids.
Got it.
Transferred high schools, found out that theater was cool, but still never did it because I knew that my place was in physical art, not like performance art.
Right, alright.
Then Hamilton came out.
Hamilton went hard.
Hamilton came out. At this point, I had been listening to musical songs. When I rediscovered musical theater, it was The Last 5 Years and Phantom of the Opera that I was just really obsessed with.
Okay.
And then I learned all the songs to The Last 5 Years. Learned the songs to Phantom of the Opera, but couldn't successfully sing them.
Yeah.
Got this whole playlist going. Then The Greatest Showman came out.
That was
All of these things.
Such a good movie.
But my only exposure to musical theater was on film. And so I was like, there's no way I'm making it as a film actor.
Cool. Got it.
Then Hamilton came out
Yeah.
on Disney Plus. So I had heard of Hamilton, but I was like, I'm never gonna actually watch this shit.
Right.
Disney Plus released it. I was like, oh my god, wait. And I was like, something's wrong. Because now I feel like I don't have a sense of purpose unless I do this.
Yeah.
My mom ended up getting me tickets for Hamilton the tour for my birthday the next year.
Did you see it?
So I saw the tour in Sacramento.
Yeah, I saw the tour too.
I saw Hamilton October of 2021, right after I turned 20 years old. 2021, I just turned 20. I saw that show, realized that was what I wanted to do with my life. Scheduled an audition for AMDA in January.
Okay. When did you learn about AMDA?
I learned about AMDA in probably November. I scheduled my audition for January. And then I got COVID. And I took that as a sign from the universe that I was never supposed to audition for AMDA. I got COVID 2 days before my audition was scheduled. And then I went into a really depressive episode for a couple of months.
Got it.
Talked to my stepdad. My stepdad got me through it, and he was like, the only way you're ever going to know what you're actually supposed to do with your life is if you audition for that school. So I rescheduled my audition for May. Booked my flight. I was in LA for 24 hours. Auditioned for AMDA.
You auditioned in LA?
I auditioned here.
That is crazy.
I auditioned in the Blue Room, 20E.
Interesting. Okay.
Less than a week, because I auditioned on a Saturday and I heard back from them Friday of the
Did you
next
have the
week.
VIP application thing?
The what?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
When the lady called me, I wasn't going to answer the phone. And because it was a New York area code, and I was like, I don't know anybody in New York. And then I remembered that AMDA has a New York campus, so I answered the phone, and I was like, hello. She introduced herself, and she was like, I'm just calling to let you know and congratulate you on getting into AMDA. I told that woman she was a liar.
Did you really?
3 times.
What did she say?
She was like, no, this is me. You got in. And I was like, no, who is this? For real.
That's
Because I
insane.
have no training.
Yeah.
And my monologue was the slam poem from 22 Jump Street.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Did I never tell you that?
No,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah.
I would accept you too.
Laughed his ass off, and I am convinced that's why I got in. What I feel like I'm more successful at, though, that I have even littler training on, is content creation.
Interesting.
I knew how to work a camera, and I knew how to work iMovie.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything else.
All right.
Okay, your background. Tell me.
This is going to be kind of boring. I joined a summer camp. The goal of the summer camp was to perform a musical in 2 weeks. I did this for how long? 7 years?
That's wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was for 7 years. Multiple different plays. I started with Aladdin Jr. I was the Sultan. The king.
Were you really?
I was. I had a big hat. It was huge.
Little 9-year-old Tyler was the king.
I was. And I still am. The king.
Okay. Well.
The king. Alright. And then I did my first lead ever. I was 10.
What was it?
It was my first lead ever and I was 10. It's a musical based off of a children's book called The Journey of the Noble Narble. I was the Noble Narble. It's about a fish.
You were a fish.
I was a fish. Alright, and then after that, I was like, wow, I did not like that. I'm gonna not go for a lead.
You don't like being the lead?
I don't.
Really?
I prefer ensemble because I like the singing and dancing and it's less responsibility.
What about like secondary characters? Like the Sultan? Or
Yeah,
like,
type.
Yeah.
My next show was...
Before or after Matilda?
Oh, this is before.
Okay.
So Matilda's later. I'm going in order still,
Okay.
so we'll get to Matilda. It was Once Upon a Mattress. Which is
what kind of shows were you doing?
Which is it's a bigger play actually. It's a bigger musical. It's a
I have never heard of this.
It's based off Princess and the Pea.
What the
Once Upon a Mattress.
What is Princess and the Pea?
Where they put the pea under all the mattresses. She sleeps on top. You've never heard it? It's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale. You just I guess haven't heard it. It's a thing. It's a thing. It is a thing. Just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean it's not a thing.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's not a thing.
You know,
it's a thing.
I'm gonna look at my Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales book, and if it's not in there, it's not a fairy tale. I'm almost positive it's in there.
Princess and the Pea for sure.
I think it's in there, but
For
I'm gonna hold out
sure.
that it's not.
No, it's for sure in there.
Were you lead again?
I was not.
Okay.
I didn't want it.
I was gonna say, were you offered the lead and you said no?
No,
or...
no. I wasn't offered it.
Have you ever
they're
been offered the lead and said no?
No.
No?
No, but I haven't gotten offered a lead in a while, and it's kind of by design.
Okay.
I do really good at my dance, and here's a secret: the leads don't dance. Think about it.
So you make
In
yourself a more
musicals.
valued dancer
Exactly.
than you are a lead.
So they need me in the
Oh.
ensemble. They need me to help with the dance, and so I do that.
That's, actually that's something that we're learning here.
What?
That
Anything is
You-
dance.
that AMDA trains you to be a triple threat because you need to be now in
Yeah.
order to be an ensemble character.
It's true.
You need to learn. You need to dance. You need to act. You need to sing in order
It's
to
true.
just be considered for ensemble. Okay, so Princess and the Pea.
All right. I was a jester, and the king in the story is mute.
Uh-huh.
So he has two best friends: the jester, who is me, and the minstrel, who plays music.
Okay.
And I is the king.
Yeah.
And so it's a song where it's like me and like the minstrel, who is my other best friend Mia, like eating it up, dancing and singing, like going crazy.
That's insane.
Because she's a musician and I'm a jester. We were going crazy. It was a big like awakening for me, being like, wow, these are cooler roles than the ladies. They're better. It was fun and it was a really good experience, and I liked being the jester, and it was a good time in my life.
Okay. Next.
Then I got into the older group where I was no longer the big shot because I was younger than everybody.
Had to prove yourself again.
I did, and I did Guys and Dolls, which is a Frank Sinatra play.
Yeah.
I was a background character. I was like a bouncer, kind of like bodyguard character. I was like
How old were you?
14, 15 maybe.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of you at 14 and 15. How can you look at somebody that is like the size of a twig and go, yeah, he's a bouncer. That makes sense.
And you're valid. Alright. So, then after Guys and Dolls, Guys and Dolls was a good experience. It was fun. I did my first ever tap number in it.
Is that when you learned to tap, or had you already been tapping?
Yeah, it was the first time I ever tapped.
Okay.
Did my first tap number, which was Bushel and a Peck. You know it. You know it. Yeah. It was that. And I could probably still do the number.
You think?
Maybe. Not really. After Guys and Dolls was Pirates of Penzance.
Not super familiar with it, but I know it.
I was the lead. I
Oh.
was Frederick.
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't think I did that great. But the choreo was so
So
fire, and I love I'm a pirate.
You are a pirate.
I love pirates. I
You are a
love
pirate.
pirates.
So that time you weren't like upset with being the lead. You
No.
were like, no, I like
No,
this
that
one.
role was dope. I wish I could have done it more justice.
Okay.
After Pirates, I kind of tried to take a hiatus.
Was this when you started like having an interest in different fungi?
No. I take mushrooms, so I memorize stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
No.
not yet. My freshman year, I did one act play, and I did Peter and the Starcatcher. But it was not a good experience. And one act is fun.
Okay.
But not that one act play.
Not that one. How long was that break?
Probably a semester or two in high school.
Okay.
So my next show that I got called in for was that basically had to force me to be in was Frozen, the musical.
You played Kristoff. No, you told me. You played Hans.
I was Hans. But it got canceled. It got recast later on. I couldn't rejoin it because I was busy with other stuff at the time. And then my final big musical that I did for them has been and forever will remain Legally Blonde the musical.
I forgot you did that. Oh my goodness.
And it was a great time. So that was my final thing. And during that, during high school, my freshman, sophomore year, I did ballet. My junior, senior year, I did tap. But I did do a tap show.
You did a full tap show?
Yeah, I performed with
Like a dance show?
yeah,
That's dope.
in front of an audience. Yeah, I did tap, but it was like with a bunch of kids.
Dang.
Yeah,
The camera died. We talked about our backgrounds
we did.
and how we're successful,
Yes.
but the camera didn't get it. So we're the University Wits. Bye.